Okay, today we're going to look at solving equations by combining like terms. Feel free to pause the video as needed so that you can write and get everything copied. We're going to first start by writing our steps, and I'm on page 14 in your notebook. So you'll copy these in your notebook on page 14 with me. So we're going to first, just like our last set of notes, we're going to draw lines in front of the plus or minus signs. And that helps us separate our terms. Okay, so again, draw our lines in front of the plus or minus signs to separate the terms. Step 2 is to combine all the like terms. To combine them, we add or subtract all the like terms. If you don't remember what like terms were, then you need to go back and look at the last set of notes, the last video, and we discussed that in the last one. Step 3 is to actually then solve the equation. And remember, we solved the equation by using inverse operations. And again, we solved the equations, the one-step and two-step equations, a couple set of notes ago. So you can go back and look at those pages if you need to. A couple of extra things. It may be helpful to mark your like terms. On the last set of notes, we talked about how you mark your like terms by using underlines, different colors, or you can use different shapes. I'll go through that again when I work out a few examples here. Another helpful hint is to remember the sign in front of the term, or I always say the sign in front of it, goes with it. So the sign in front of it goes with it. And again, as I'm going through a couple of examples, I'll point these two things out. So we're going to look at example 1. (10x minus 13x minus 56 equals 40. So the first step is I'm going to draw lines to separate my terms. I'm going to grab another color here. Remember, you draw your lines in front of the plus or minus sign. So right in front of the subtraction sign, I'm going to draw a line. In front of this subtraction sign, I have another line. Then, this is where this first little helpful hint might come in handy. We're going to mark our like terms. Remember, the like terms are anything that have the same variable. So I have 10x and this minus 13x. It could also be two constants. We don't have two constants on this side. We just have this minus or negative 56. So there's nothing to combine with that. The next step, step 2, is to combine. So we're going to actually combine these like terms that we just marked by adding or subtracting, and you do this by using the sign that is in front of that term. So if we just work left to right, this says 10x minus 13x. So we subtract 10 minus 13. 10 minus 13 is negative 3x. We keep that negative 56 or the minus 56 and bring it down, and that equals 40. So all I did was combine these two like terms and simplify it to that negative 3x. Everything else just copied. Now I have a two-step equation, and we're going to use our inverse operations. The opposite of subtracting 56, remember we need to get rid of this constant first, is to add 56. So I'll add 56 on both sides. On the left-hand side, that would be 0, so it's gone. We're going to bring down the negative 3x, and 40 plus 56 gives us 96. Our next step is to get rid of this negative 3. We're trying to get x all by itself. The opposite of multiplying by negative 3 is dividing by negative 3. And so we get x equals 96 divided by negative 3 is negative 32. You can use your calculator if you need to help you with that calculation. I'm going to move right next to this problem and do another example. Again, you may have to pause it to let yourself have a chance to catch up to write. So my problem here is negative 4a minus 15 plus 7a equals 36. So going back up to my steps at the top, we're going to draw our lines in front of the plus and minus signs. So in front of that minus 15 and in front of the plus 7a. Next, we're going to combine our like terms. So again, it might be helpful if we mark them first. I have this 4a, negative 4a, and this 7a. I only have this negative 15 or minus 15 by itself, so we don't need to mark anything. We're going to combine our a's. You can think of this like negative 4 plus 7, or you can also think of this as 7 minus 4. Negative 4a plus 7a will give us a 3a. The minus 15 I'm going to bring down because I have nothing to combine it with, and the equals 36 just stays there. Now again, I have a two-step equation. So my first step is to get rid of the constant here. The opposite of minus 15 is to add 15. We want that to be 0 there. And this minus 15 plus 15 does give us 0. And we're left with this 3a. On the right-hand side, if I add 36 plus 15, I get 51. And then the last step is to get rid of this 3. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I'm left with 1a. And 51 divided by 3 is 17. Again, you can use your calculator to help you with the integer calculations. We're going to continue on page 14, do one last example together. I have 8x minus 47 minus 13x equals 28. We're going to draw our lines in front of our addition and subtraction signs, in this case the two subtraction signs, right in front of the minus 47 and the minus 13x. We're going to mark our like terms. 8x and the minus 13x, since they both have x's. The minus 47 stands alone. Okay, we're next going to combine. So step 2, we're going to combine these like terms. So 8x minus 13x, we're going to use that sign in front of it. So 8 minus 13 gives us a negative 5x. The minus 47 gets brought straight down. Again, that sign in front of it goes with it. And the equals 28 just stays. Now I have my two-step equation again. I need to get rid of the constant first. The opposite of minus 47 is to add 47 to both sides. On the left-hand side, minus 47 plus 47 gives me 0, so those are gone. I'm left with this negative 5x here on the left, so I bring that down. Add up on the right, 28 plus 47, and we get 75. The last step here is to get rid of that negative 5. The opposite of multiplying by negative 5 is dividing. So we're going to divide by negative 5 on the left and the right. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1, so I get 1x, or just x. And 75 divided by negative 5, positive divided by negative gives us a negative, and 75 divided by 5 gives us 15. So my final answer there is negative 15. The next thing you're going to do is on page 15, you will work out the practice problems from the slide and check those solutions with the video link. The rest of the instructions are posted in the slides, so you'll continue from there.